Hello.
Hello, welcome, welcome. I was
Thank
gonna say good
you.
morning, but it's not morning for you, right?
It's 1 o'clock.
Nice. How you
Yeah.
doing? What are you up to today?
Oh, it's just trying to salvage our Christmas plans. We have a 10-day trip to 3 different sets of families all around that we're supposed to leave for tomorrow, and our middle daughter just tested positive for COVID.
Oh
So,
no. I'm
yeah,
so sorry. Oh
it's the worst. So,
my gosh. Did she have symptoms? Is that why you tested her, or did you have to test for
yeah,
a different reason?
Sunday morning she ran a fever and she just kind of slept it off basically. And she's felt fine since, but we were just trying to test just like as an extra precaution before we left town. So she's positive, and our oldest has this autoimmune thing that like I don't know how COVID's gonna affect it, but
So are you trying to keep them separated, or are you like they were already
I
exposed and
mean,
it's done?
that's what we're trying to figure out. If it's possible. If they share a room, we can separate them, but see what's possible. And then also like your poor 8-year-old doesn't want to spend 10 days of Christmas like stuck in a room with people giving her food through the door and can't come down for
Yeah.
Santa and all that. So,
Oh
you know,
my
we
gosh.
probably won't. We'll probably just try to everybody get masks and make the best of it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for her. That's such
Yeah. It's a bummer.
a... Oh.
Well, we won't have the road trip that I was anxious about. So,
Okay, I
a
guess
silver
there's a
lining.
silver lining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
my goodness.
yeah.
Hi, Liz. Hi, Erica. Welcome, you all.
Hi.
This is great. So today we are going to do sort of like support only, meaning bring your images, bring your questions, bring the things that you are needing some help with through the end of the year, and then we're gonna start up with new content and stuff in the new year. So I think Liz, you had put something in the group. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. I
Cool.
just thought, anything, because I haven't really photographed pregnant ladies. And the 2 models that I found are going to be very pregnant, like they're going to be a month out, which I feel like is
Yeah.
pretty. So I just am thinking anything that I should be thinking about when I photograph them or like posing them that is some like a special consideration above and beyond all the stuff that we thought about. That would definitely be helpful. And then, yeah, anything. I mean, I was thinking about doing some Polaroids with it
Oh,
because I like that camera, but anything, yeah, I mean, I know the look that I'm going for, I feel like I'm not sure that I can actually achieve. So I think I'm just going to do the best I can.
yeah.
And
Where are you shooting them?
at home,
Okay.
at their houses. Both of them have one. I actually haven't seen photos of yet. So I have to confirm with her that her place is going to be okay. But the other one, it looks like she has like an awesome, cool, interesting yard. And it's kind of a modern house. So she's got some big door, like windowy things that I think will be kind of cool. So yeah, so hopefully that'll give me some like comfortableness.
Hmm.
And the other one, we were talking about going to this location, which is an awesome location, but I'm just like, I feel like I would just rather do it at her house if it will look okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be gorgeous to do it outside. I mean, it would be like this like vista-y amazing thing, but I feel like it'd be overwhelming for me, honestly.
Good for you to know your limits and
Yes.
what's going to work for you and not. So the couple of notes and like cautions that I would give is not trying to incorporate too many new things at once. Um, so yeah, I think you're smart to do it at home and do that in a place that like a location that you feel comfortable navigating. And than just trying to play with maybe one piece at a time. Have you shot that Polaroid camera before? Like you feel comfortable with it or not yet?
I'm gonna have to practice a little more with it. I used to shoot a lot with it.
Okay. A little rusty.
So yeah, little bit rusty, and I can get some film and do some stuff. But I like it. Like it's actually a camera that I'm like, it's kind of an SLR sort of Polaroid. So it's got a little focus and got a little depth of field thing going on. So I feel like I can work with it. Yeah, so I have to practice to just make sure that it will be like not totally weird and awkward for me doing it. But yeah, and we'll see. Maybe I would incorporate that on the second one or something.
Yeah.
Depending on how I feel about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think you can definitely incorporate it on the first one if you want to. And especially like just pulling it out for a portion, I think is a really great idea. And then as far as posing, I would consider angles, and like all the same posing principles that we do about like having her lean, making sure that you can see like a neck and a shoulder line as the most important thing when you're doing that, when that's relevant, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But a lot of the images that you posted were more of like in motion or having something that's that basically makes posing irrelevant, if you know what I'm saying. Like, and so I wouldn't be afraid of that. Like when she's still and you're focusing in on like, oh, this light is interesting, or it's a quiet moment. Yes, focus on posing in those settings. But if she's moving, don't worry about it. Like, I wouldn't stall the motion to try to flatter her. I would just shoot through it and then see if you can troubleshoot anything that's going wrong. I would also advise music. I don't know if you use music in your shoots, but I think that would help you a lot, especially since, are they going to be in underwear or nude or?
Yeah, underwear.
Okay. So I think that can just help set a tone and like make it feel more comfortable as opposed to just like, here we are working in silence in your underwear, So yeah, especially because I don't think that you're one that loves to just like talk through the whole thing. I don't tend to think of music because I talk through every pose and every experience and every prompt and all that stuff. Like I talk through the whole thing. So any of you that don't tend to talk your clients through stuff, music can be a really great tool. And I also like to use music even just selectively. Like sometimes I'll just, if I get stuck in the middle of a shoot or even at the end of the shoot, or like if you're just tired, music can be a really great tool to just be like, okay, during this song, and you can, it's sort of like blocking in the theater world. You give them like a set of actions to do during the song. So maybe it's that she's moving from the bed to the floor, or she's moving from standing on the bed to lying down on the bed, and she's doing that all in her own time with the music, but letting her know that you're not going to talk to her during that one song. Or maybe it's two songs. I've never done more than one song. I find that one song is always, by the end of one song, I'm always like, okay, that gave me like 5 more ideas and I want to tell you like all these things to do. So I think that could be really fun for you to try out, and just try out like maybe some different segments of the shoot. Because Liz, for you, I think that sometimes you have shared that you get like maybe in your head a little bit with the shooting process, and like if you get overwhelmed, you kind of just like hit a wall. And so I think exploring some different ways to break up the structure of the shoot itself, so that if you do hit a wall, you're able to insert music or insert, working with the Polaroid or something else that can kind of like nudge you in a different energy flow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. No, and I was looking at actually those images that I really liked, and how she was sort of using the bump like in an interesting way. Like she was like sort of featuring it in a very like creative way. Like sometimes she'll have people laying down, but she's photographing it more from the side. And so it's just like, thinking about the posing and the way to use it is like, oh, okay, I get it. Like I was sort of looking at the dimensionality of that.
Mhm.
And then also
Mhm.
the dimensionality of the, the background too. So hopefully I
Mm.
can think about those two things, which I think will be really fun. I think that'll be the fun part. And
Yeah.
then the rest of it will be like you're saying, like the neck and the chin and like, paying attention to all of those things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think both the models seem super up for it and
Cool.
excited. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. And I wouldn't be afraid to just like have her sit or lie in beautiful light. And like a lot of the ones that you showed were dappled light or more like directional light that's not just like putting her in front of the brightest window. But maybe like if there's any north facing light, trying to get like a little bit on her face and body and then have the rest in shadow and just like finding a good spot of light that you're attracted to and then um again like turning on a song or just telling her, hey, I'm just going to walk all the way around and just like play with those compositions with all the curves and stuff. It's going to be really great. Yeah, keep us updated.
I will. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm getting psyched.
Cool. Okay, does that feel helpful or is that
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. Thanks, Liz. All right, who's next? You can pull through any questions about anything, and if we're going to cover it later, I'll tell you we'll cover it later, but you don't have to stick to kind of the same topics that we've been talking about if you have a burning question about something else.
I've got a quick question.
Kelly?
So when we're talking about uploading all of the Love Soaked family, model families, pictures and everything, when I try to upload, because I don't pay for Dropbox, so I think I just don't have enough storage. So it
For your
says,
own images?
well, when I try to do it, I can go back now, hold on. So the first thing is like, if I try to drag and drop into it, it doesn't, it just like opens up one picture in a new tab.
Okay.
And then if I don't see a place where I can upload.
Really?
And then I get, yeah. So I did get a couple emails back from some other people. It wasn't a reply all. So that may have struggled also with Dropbox. And so
Okay.
I know a lot of people are giving just their own.
Yeah.
So I've done that for the Murray family and for the Rice family. Those are the only two that I have actually a full gallery for. The other three families, like my hard drive situation means that all I have for them are like between, I think the smallest gallery I have is like 18 pictures, are the ones that I edited already. So I can send them to them, but
Yeah.
do I do that if there's only like, for the Scotts, there's only 18 pictures?
That's fine. That's fine. No, you guys, whatever you have is great. It's totally great. And if I looked at Dropbox again, Kelly, and you should have access, but if it's not working, you might as well just do a gallery that you can just email directly to them.
Do you should I send that to you too? Because I know that you use some in like, or that I've seen you use in your blog posts and stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to see your images, you guys. If you are able and willing to share with me, and just if you're doing a gallery, you might as well just invite me too. That'd be great.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank you guys for doing that. That makes such a huge difference. That is the huge payment for these families for putting up with us for 2 hours is really your images. Because like you guys saw, I delivered probably 25 to each family, not a whole lot. So yeah. Cool. Thank you for your efforts there. Okay, who wants to go next? Other questions? Things you're working on, things you're struggling with, things you have resistance to.
I guess.
Hi, Michelle.
So I like finished my free guide last week, and then I was posting about it, and then I feel like I just kind of lost motivation, and I'm like, I need to keep posting about it, but I just kind of feel like I don't know. Or maybe because I didn't get like the response that I was hoping for, I kind of got like discouraged and felt like, I don't know,
Yeah.
what's the point of like continuing to like post about it. But anyway, I know I just need to like be consistent and keep posting every day, but I don't know if you have any advice on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it can be really hard when you don't get the response that you want. And I'm always shocked, you guys, at like how self-absorbed I am. Like yesterday I'm posting about like our house that we're building in Utah, and I can't even tell you, I got like 15 messages that were like, "You're moving to Utah?" Like from people that I feel like keep in fairly close contact with me. And I was just like, what's happening? I've been posting about this forever. So the message to me is always like, okay, people don't have Brooke radar. Like they don't see absolutely everything I post. They don't read my emails. They don't whatever. And so that's what's happening for you. And people have to see something an average of 7 times before they even take action on it. It used to be that people only had to see something 7 times before they bought. Now they have to see something 7 times before they even like take any action to sign up for your free thing. And you guys, it is hard to sell a free thing. I will let you know that for sure. And so it takes almost just as much effort sometimes to get people to do a free thing as it does a paid thing. So as long as you just have that in your mind, then you can have a little bit more like juice behind it. But for you, Michelle, since yours is a Christmas thing and you have a Christmas challenge associated with it, you need to have like a big push, like I would say even multiple things. And if you guys wanted to do like a trade, like a little thing, a little spread the love thing where you guys posted each other's freebies and shared each other's freebies, that would be so awesome. And would really like help everybody. And because you're able to give more value to your audience and followers too with sharing other tips from other photographers. The other thing I might recommend, Michelle, is like, is there a local something or like another publication that you could reach out to and say like, hey, I made this and I'm doing this challenge for Christmas. I thought it would be really aligned with your brand and your messaging. So like the messaging for your freebie is all about being present, right? And not like sharing immediately and sharing the day after and all of that. And so like I'm letting you know right now that that's sort of an uphill battle because it's you're going against the cultural grain. And so that's a good thing because you are going to find other niches and online spaces that are also aligned with that messaging and want to share that kind of message with their audience and followers. Especially you guys right now, everywhere needs content. All outlets are like, give me content, give me content. And you all with your freebies have created an asset that can be used however you would like to use it. So is there like a kid's why can't I think of what it's called? Like an Instagram account. Account was the word I was looking for, you guys. This is the evidence of how close to Christmas we are. Is there an account that's like a kid's account or a parenting account or several? I mean, if I were you, I would make a game of it. Like, can I message 10 accounts today and be like, and just copy paste, literally copy paste, get their name from their profile, make sure you change the name, and just, hey, I made this thing. I thought it'd be really aligned with your audience. Just here, like, here's the link if you want to share it, and here we go. If it's a local, it could even be like a local kids store or boutique or something that would be excited about. And then you can use the whole messaging of like, I'm a local business, I'm a local photographer, I love your clothes, I love your shop, blah, 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 a couple specific things. And then, I mean, messaging 10 10 accounts would probably take you 20 minutes.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's really good.
Okay. So are you going to commit to do that today or tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I put all the work into it, so I like want people to see it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. And this is the other thing too, you guys, is that now you've created this thing and it can live on. It's evergreen. It will live on forever and ever. And yours, Michelle, is Christmas specific. So like you've got a time frame on it, but now you've done it and you can modify it for something else later too. But like it, even if it doesn't get the immediate reaction that you want, it's not time wasted because now you know how to do it. You have basically a template that you can use for any other freebie that you want to create at any other time. And you can, nobody knows it. There's nothing time sensitive on that besides it being, it's not time sensitive, it's seasonal. And so you can use it in the rest of every Christmas thing in perpetuity. Like Natalie, I think, reused a Christmas documenting video thing from like years ago, right? And her freebie, she's like, thumbs up from the driver's seat. I love it. So don't be afraid, you guys, to reuse stuff. And I have fallen into this trap a lot that like you post something once and then you never post about it again. I mean, such a small fraction of people are seeing that.
Yeah, and I think like the other thing is that I really don't have a ton of followers right now too. So like there really aren't a lot of people like who would see it with just that factor and the factor of like the algorithm. But I think I should also share more about it on my personal Instagram too. So I get like some of those people and yeah.
Don't underestimate the power of friends and family. And also start the tag, like your challenge tag. I would post like you're gonna post the sign up to your freebie, but also post that challenge and explain what the challenge is. For you, Michelle, I would explain what the challenge is on Instagram on stories and maybe even in a post too. Like have the first slide be, a picture of your work, but then the second slide can be like just a graphic of the hashtag and let people know like, hey, this is coming up and like would love you to participate in all of that. And in your stories, when you explain the challenge, invite people along. Just be like, hey, feel free to share this with friends who are also like interested in really like who really want to savor this Christmas, and invite them to the party. They just don't know where the party's at. They just don't know that they're invited yet. That's the only problem. And then also when you message those 10 accounts, I would, if I were you, I'd really try hard to do it today so that you could ask them to post about it tomorrow. Because the more that, like, then you're going to have multiple accounts sharing your thing on the same day. That's really cool. Then people are like, wait, who is this girl? I've seen her thing on 2 accounts now, 3 accounts now. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to sign up.
Awesome. Love it.
Cool. How many people did you get on your list from that?
So far I've gotten 15.
15 signups from it for it. That's good.
Yeah.
Out of how many followers? Sorry, not how many followers, how many people saw the story is what I meant to ask.
Oh, I'm not sure.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay, but I think that's still actually a really good rate. So when we're talking about like conversion rates online, you guys, it's basically like how many people have seen the thing and then how many people actually buy or sign up, whatever the call to action is. You want to be shooting like a really good one on an actual landing page is 30%. But right now, mine is like only 10%. And so my buy rate is better than that, but like my conversion rate for a couple things is low. And it's okay. So like, but if you can stomach a little bit of analytics and knowing like, okay, this story converted at this rate, then that's then it will only help you. The data can only inform you. But the other thing that I would caution against it on that is that to be statistically significant, you have to have 300 signups. So 300 conversions before it's actually statistically significant. That's such a hard thing to say. So just be aware of that. Like, take your data, but take it with a grain of salt until you get to 300.
Yeah, that's good to know. And I mean, after our conversation last week, I did make like a separate page so that it's easier to navigate to the freebie, because before then I had it just on the homepage and it might have been a little bit confusing, like where to get to it. So I did like the separate page
Good.
that only has that. And so I think that helped a little bit. Like the second or third time I posted about it, I think like more people signed up, and I think part of that might have been because it was like easier to get to.
It for sure was.
That was good.
It for sure was. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I tend to take everything so personally. Like, I'm like, oh, my conversion rate is so low, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, oh, well, actually, there's this random navigation bar at the top that's really distracting. Or like, I didn't put testimonials on it. That's not helping. Or I didn't put any like media logos on it. That's not helping either. So yeah, usually it's not you, it's not your thing, it's not your message, it's the packaging of it 9 times out of 10, in my opinion. Cool. Anything else for you, Michelle, right now?
No, just my biggest focus is like this freebie thing, because it is like almost Christmas. And so the window is
yes, if I were you, I would drop everything else that you're focusing on and just do the freebie.
So mostly that, and then after that's done, then I'll like spend more time thinking about my project.
Yes. Amazing. Okay, keep us updated. A couple people were saying that they want to do the exchange of everybody sharing each other's freebies. So definitely do that, you guys. That would be really cool. Who else? You can come back with another question if you've already gone.
I just pulled in. So first, hello.
Hi.
Everyone? Sorry I was late.
That's good. How you doing?
And I'm good. I will have something in a minute. Let me get inside
Okay.
the house.
While she's getting inside, you guys, have you seen Tick Tick Boom? Oh my gosh, it's a must watch. You have to watch it. I've been like on fire all morning after watching it last night.
I've seen the trailer, but I haven't seen it yet. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Is it a
Just watch
movie?
it. Yeah, it's a movie. It's about Jonathan Larson, who wrote the musical Rent, but it's about before all of that and him being a struggling artist. And it's a musical that he wrote about being a struggling artist. And it's so well done. And it's just very poignant. And yeah, just hits close to home on so many artistic fronts of trying to do something cool and then having nobody notice it, and then having people notice it but not buy it, and then like just so many threads that I think are just they hit very close to home. So it's a must watch.
And apparently it has all these musical people in it, like musical theater people are all doing cameos, which I don't know all of them. Like I knew a few of them, but then I looked up this thing and they were like, it's like 25 people. Like the guy who wrote Hedwig and the Angry Inches in it, like just everybody who's written a musical, been in a musical, starred, produced, whatever, they just like cast them all in it. So they're all like super like supportive of this thing. So I thought that was neat too. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Where can you watch it? Like, is it in
on Netflix?
Okay. Dang it. Maybe I'll have to get Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix? Come on.
No, we have Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus.
I know. I don't have Apple TV, so I feel like anytime anybody posts anything that's on Apple TV, I'm like, sorry, can't do that.
Can't have them all.
Yes. Or you can, and you're like paying enough for an army to watch TV. Natalie, do we have you?
No, not yet. Sorry.
Okay. That's cool.
Have to pay the housekeeper and then I'll be right back.
All right. Who has good Christmas plans? We heard about Kelly's Christmas plans being totally foiled. Who has good ones?
I have to say this, just I'm gonna say it softly because who knows who's outside my door. Not only were our Christmas plans spoiled, but we still have to drive somehow. We've got to like drive at least halfway to Kentucky to pick up the SANTA gifts that were shipped there. So that'll be fun too.
Oh, that's so hard. Oh man. It is these moments when I'm grateful we don't do that in our house. We don't do the SANTA. We just are like, nope, it's us. Sorry. But oh man, yeah, you like, and you planned everything out. It's also these moments when I'm like, it's a good thing I don't plan anything because plans can't be ruined if they're never made. But I actually do need to plan our move. It's happening next week. We have to move next week. So that's delicious.
To Utah or?
No,
Okay.
we have to get out of this house because our landlord is moving back in or moving back in to raise the rent. I don't know which, but yeah, so we have to move across the neighborhood, which was super stressful trying to find something at this time of year and everything, but we did find a place. So relieved, but we have to move next week. So that's what's going on for us.
A friend of mine is trying to get us to go Christmas caroling. I'm like, what?
You were
It's
not
just-
doing it? You were not?
No,
up for that?
I said I would totally do it. And she's like, it's funny because I literally like no one's ever rang our doorbell to Christmas Carol. And I was just like, I don't know. Are people gonna know when we go up to their house? That's what we're doing. And she's English. And I guess apparently there it's just like, she's like, it's normal there. Like everybody does it. And so she's trying to get a group together. She's like, okay, I have you, like, you're going to do it. I'm just going to like get my group. So we might be doing that for the first time. And she's like, it's great. No one knows the songs and everybody is just like doing whatever. And it's kind of hilarious. So we'll see.
That's awesome. No, I for sure want to go Christmas caroling, but I never think of it until it's too late. Nice. Okay, Natalie, this is your gallery.
Yes, ma'am.
Woohoo! Let's share my screen. Can I convince you to share your galleries with the families, Natalie? Because you have like hefty
Oh, I
galleries.
did.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. As I'm finishing, I'm sending them along.
Yay! Amazing. Thank you. Okay, I gotta minimize this and now you guys can see. Okay, nice. Nice. Okay, I love these. The thing I'm wanting to correct though is Dad's red face. I would spend time
Yeah.
correcting
Okay.
that. I know you're kind of trying to do these galleries quickly, but I personally would, or I wouldn't deliver these images, but
Will-
it would be a
will do.
tragedy not to deliver these because they're so great. Just correct the red face. What did her on the toilet? So cute. What did you direct here, Natalie? Do you remember?
I directed them on the couch. So
Oh,
these
okay,
ones
that's
here.
right. Okay. Okay. Do you remember my feedback to you during that couch setup?
Yeah. It was like all the same feedback I got the whole time. go
What?
faster.
Oh, go
Go
faster.
faster. And what else? Don't try to convince the kid to
Yes.
participate.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Because, like, these are awesome. I would just have wanted Dad to pull his legs in.
Yeah, I saw that after too. They
Yeah.
definitely look
So this
very
is
lanky.
super tall.
Yeah.
But with all dads, legs are always a challenge. If you have a dad sitting down on the ground or on a bed or outside, legs are always going to
sure.
be a challenge. And so what I usually do is just say like, Dad, go ahead and sit down and get comfortable. And then if he has a leg flailing out to the side, then I'll say like, pull your legs in, and then he'll do it in a way that's like comfortable for him. But most of the time they don't feel actually that comfortable with that. And so I usually layer people on top of Dad's legs. So I'll have Mom like sitting in his lap or sitting on the side of him so that she's like blocking part of his legs, or there's a kid in his lap at least. Because most dads don't feel comfortable just like sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor. So I think that's what would have happened if you had told him to pull his legs in. He would have been like, I'm not comfortable. My legs are super long, you know?
Right.
And so layering other people on top can really help a dad sitting situation. But like this one is fire. I love it. I probably, let me see if I would crop it. I actually probably would crop it. I probably would crop it like mid calf so we don't get this foot situation. Yeah, and I think for you, Natalie, you probably are always going to want to spend more time maybe like setting something up, and then you shoot a lot, and you shoot a lot all the way around that setup. And so there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. I just want you to have those moments where you do feel like this is what I'm 100% intentionally getting.
Yeah.
As long as you have sort of pockets of that throughout the session, I think you're going to be happier with your galleries than if you're just doing sort of only reactive shooting, which reactive shooting sounds like it has a negative connotation. I don't mean it that way at all. Like, you are an amazing just storyteller in what you capture just without having set something up. But when you're setting something up, I do want you to practice setting it up quickly and then letting it fall apart in front of you. Because I sense like sort of a discomfort with like maybe that middle ground where you're like where if you're directing something, you feel like you can get there and you can noodle around until you do it. Or if you're not directing, you're like very you're getting great storytelling documentary images when you're not actively directing. But there's that middle space where like if you're able to set something up quickly and then watch it as it falls apart and like hold space for it to melt in front of you in a beautiful way, I think you would be happier with some of the images that you get in those in between moments, rather than just like, okay, I'm either doing all or nothing. I'm either directing fully and I'm moving everybody's hand and trying to convince like the kid to do X, Y, or Z, or I'm like not directing at all and I'm only able to capture these like very lovely, candid moments.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Okay, so how can we do that at your next shoot? Do you have another shoot this year?
Oh my gosh,
Are
I
you
have
done?
like 5 more for the year.
Okay, mama.
Yeah,
Great.
I've got a bunch.
Oh my gosh, we have to pause for this. Oh, so cute.
So sweet. She was obsessed with him. I love it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I've definitely been trying to be more intentional about getting everyone set up quickly and then watching it, just like you said. I guess it's finding like a comfort level within myself of letting it be awkward for a little while and pushing through the awkwardness and the kids not cooperating and dad not understanding why this is weird, that kind of
Mm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if that's what's happening, I would argue that you maybe haven't set it up in a way that's totally successful quite yet. Like,
Sure, yeah.
and it might be that you, so I would maybe revisit some of the course material to look at some games to play, and to think about like, okay, do I want to, and just have like maybe one game that you go to. Maybe it's the
Okay.
special helpers where you tell the kids to come, do something with you, and then you say, and ready, set, go, and then they go do it. But before they do it, you tell mom and dad, no matter what happens, we're gonna do, you're gonna look at each other, or you're gonna laugh, or you're gonna think it's funny, or whatever. And then do that maybe 1 to 3 times. And on the second, third trials, then you say like, okay, I'm gonna have them do that again. We're gonna do whatever again. And this time, I'm gonna let you guys just go crazy after, like, or kids, you're gonna jump on mom and dad's backs, and after you jump on their backs, I don't know what's gonna happen. You guys might tickle each other, dad might start tickling mom might nuzzle into dad's nose. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're just gonna find out. Oh my goodness. And then as it's falling apart, you can still talk through it with everybody. You guys saw me do that at the retreat a ton. Like, as it's falling apart, as they're tickling, as they're falling all over each other, as people are like, it's chaos ensuing, then I'm always like, that's so good. And now like grab his arm and oh my gosh, what's happening? Ah! Like, I'm still there. I'm not silent. So there's no awkwardness because I'm still energetically exchanging with them. Are you kind of like, do you find yourself falling silent when you're like watching for the fall apart stuff?
No, I guess maybe it's more that I don't know what to do, or if it doesn't work, I freeze up
Yeah.
and can't figure out how to put them in a different position that makes more sense or that everyone's
Yeah.
comfortable in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, I would for those times, and it happens to everybody, all of us,
yeah.
all the time. If it doesn't work for whatever reason, either the pose doesn't work, or the kid said no, or the dad said no, or the mom said no to whatever you were putting out for them to do, see how you can make the smallest possible tweak to make that change, to make it work. So
Okay.
is it that you need to ask mom to do something and you keep everybody exactly there? Or is it that you just need to have the parents do your job for you with the kids? Like, you ask kid to do something, he says, no, I don't want to do that. And then my usual go-to if a kid says no is just reverse psychology. Most of the time I go for that one. And then if that one doesn't work, then I ask the parents to do it for me. And so that looks like me being like, oh my goodness, okay, he doesn't want to tickle mom, but I don't know if dad's going to tickle him. Ah! So play with the smallest possible tweaks. I think that if you're stuck and you're feeling like, gosh, this just didn't work, I don't know what to do next, you feel like you have to start all over from square zero. That's not a thing. Square one,
Right.
or from zero. And I want you to experiment with the idea of just doing the smallest possible tweak to see if you can rein it back in.
Okay.
These ones at the window are gorgeous. Love, love, love. Yeah, this was really sweet at the kitchen. I like that you went somewhere else that we weren't going, because like that was way too dark for me to shoot film.
Yeah.
But I'm appreciative that you were going somewhere that you were drawn to. A couple of these, like with the shadows and things, I don't feel like totally worked.
Okay.
Like, I mean, this one here to me just feels too harsh
Okay.
personally. And then there's this one where they were completely backlit. I'm assuming you were just shooting there because that's where they were already. and
Right.
somebody
I think
else
she
had
got
like set
hurt
that
or
up.
started crying.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I would, and probably if this was your own shoot, you might have been able to maneuver better, but I would just move around so that you're able to shoot this in a more flattering light, or I'd just put this in black and white.
Okay.
Anytime that you just have somebody's face totally in shadow and there's no light wrapping around, I would just watch out for that.
Okay.
Because you all are at the point where your images are so good that any image that is lackluster and has kind of those like standout things that make it not very strong, it's the principle of like you're only as strong as your weakest image that you show. And so definitely just looking at your work with a more critical eye in that regard of like, okay, if this was the one that they posted, or like this was the one that was highlighted or shared by somebody else, would I feel like, hey, yeah, this is a good representation of my work? That always helps me cull better.
Yeah, my principle here has been, am I going to blog this? That's what I've been using to kind of get down to a much lower number than I usually deliver.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, I would, so specifically for you with that gallery, I would watch just for the shadows and the faces, and like just any time that a face doesn't look flattered, then I would cull that image out. Okay. Sweet. Let's go. Did you have anything else, Natalie, that you wanted to ask, or was that okay? Great.
No, that was it.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. So fun to see your work, you guys. All right, Kelly, let's take a look for you, my friend. Maybe it will come up. Oh, we get the same family. This is really cool. Oh, gallery password.
It's La Jolla.
Oh, you just put that in the chat. Okay, cool.
No spaces.
Okay, I got it.
Do you want to do your screen?
Yes, I am. I'm just barely pulling it up now. So. Oh, so pretty. Oh, these toes. It's great. This is great. Yeah, these are some really great salient details, Kelly, that you've captured, like these feet and this handhold, and I mean, like her hair and this light and the bougainvillea. I mean, it's all so, so pretty. So I think, again, we're going to be looking at just a cull. So for me, this one, it's not really loading. To me, this one doesn't carry its weight, and I would probably cull it out, because even though she's looking at him, it's not close enough or far away enough to really tell a story, in my view. Okay. This one, mom's face is not telling a story or having any emotion, so I would cull that one out as well. And you've gotten some other nice ones of her here. I would probably cull this one out because she has dead eyes. Yeah. And I think this was, you didn't have very many for this family anyway, so I think maybe you were trying to deliver more, but I hope you guys like saw that I only delivered 25 or something, or whatever I had.
Yeah, that's like just really a new thing for me. I don't usually deliver less than 100, you know, like in a lifestyle shoot. So I did have some questions, or not some questions, really one question as it pertains to shooting film and this age, which this is kind of this is my this is what I do, is like,
Yep.
the two siblings and the new baby in their house. And if I'd been shooting digital, I would have absolutely overshot, of course, but I also I would have just cranked up my shutter speed and just rapid fire shot a lot of these pictures. Since I was shooting film, I didn't do that. And I struggled a little bit sometimes with the rapid movement of toddlers.
Yep.
So I wanted to know maybe some tips, tricks, things. I mean, I utilized recently, I did another session where I tried to use some film and tried to slow things down. I used my voice, the tone of my voice, the whisper, the soft, the slow, to try to tamp down some of that energy. But anything else that you suggest?
Yeah, so my voice is definitely the biggest thing I use all the time because it doesn't require any prior planning or prep for me to remember, and it works so well. So I do that every session with a toddler, pretty much. And then I also do a lot of freezing the motion. So meaning she's coming to kiss brother.
Okay.
I would have pre-focused on mom and baby, and then as she comes in, and then I do things like you're gonna smell him while we count to 5. 1, 2, 3, and then you have 5 seconds to focus. And I do that as many times. I mean, probably 2 or 3 times would be the max for a toddler to do that, but I do it more than once, is what I'm saying. And then
do you shoot do you take multiple shots of the same thing just in case somebody's eyes close? Or
I do for the smiling photo. I always take 2 or 3 of those, and sometimes I have to head swap because not everybody's looking in the same one. But that's worth it to me. If you're comfortable with your hybrid editing and you like your digital tones and all of that alongside your film, I personally would probably bring the digital to this type of session, just so you can have a few, even just in the beginning when they're the highest energy, to have a few faster shutter speed options. I might do that. The other thing I do sometimes is shoot on 35mm film because the lens focus is faster for me than on the Pentax. I also, let's see, what else do I do that makes it easier when they're moving? A lot of mine I do a lot of blur with younger kids. If mom and baby are still and the toddler is a little bit blurry, but they're happy, I'm cool with that. I don't perfectionize that too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one down here of her looking in the window is one of my very favorites. Her little expression.
Oh yeah, that's so good. That's beautiful. Yes, that should be on things.
So there's some blur that I loved. Towards the top, there's a picture of dad throwing somebody on the bed. And I don't know how I captured that blur in a way. I'm just gonna, in a way that looks good. Because some of them that I've taken, it's the blur just looks bad. It looks like I just missed focus,
Yeah, so this is motion blur, whereas blur that's out of focus blur is different.
I think maybe part of it is blur from me if I'm shooting at 1/60th. I got to learn how to shoot my body more steady. Not in these, but in some other film shots that I've taken recently. It just kind of feels not like I missed focus, but more of there's still blur in the image.
Yeah.
That's from me, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that could be that you just need to hold an extra second after you push the shutter.
Okay.
But you'll get the hang of it. And I don't know, I shouldn't say you'll get the hang of it because you already have the hang of it. It's just it's also an expectations thing about film is you're going to have more, I mean, I'm just laughing that you have 58 to deliver to them. I only gave them 25 or something, but I mean, that's so great. Cause my keeper
I could have called some more.
What?
I said, well, I could have called some out for sure.
Sure, but you have some really, really good ones in here that they're gonna love, and I'm so grateful for. Um, I my keeper rate for film is not actually that great. Like when I first started shooting film, I was like, my keeper rate has to be like 75%, or like I'm not a good photographer because I'm going so slow, and that means that like everything needs to be so much better. Um, and my keeper rate is half or less than half most of the time.
Okay.
And I
Okay,
have
like-
just I've made peace with that, and that's cool with me. And part of that is like experimenting. Like if you're experimenting, your keeper rate should not be 75%, you know?
Mhm. Okay.
And every risk is rewarded. Even if I don't get the image to deliver to them, I get a lesson back from me like, okay, this is why that didn't work, or just heartbreaker, I missed focus. Okay, moving on.
Thanks.
But yeah, these are super sweet. The one other thing that I am wondering about is a little bit of tone variation here.
Mm-hmm.
This one sticks out to me as being not the same tone as the others. So, are you using Frontier? These are Frontier scans.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So the Frontier, because it scans frame by frame, maybe you know this, but it scans frame by frame, and so it's not ever going to be as consistent as the Naritsu.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just watch like if there's just a couple of standouts that don't have the tones that you're looking for, and then and as you get the hang of that, you can, or if you're unsure, you can always pull up just like a reference image
Yeah.
of like for you, Kelly, since you are so white and neutral, like loving, I would get some reference images that are like this: a white bed, white walls, light coming in, that you could check yourself against as you're editing, and don't be afraid to edit tones that you get back from the lab. Same thing with this one. This one sticks out as being not consistent with the others. But yeah. And then, you know, just things like cropping in where so we don't see the TV on these two.
Yeah, I don't think I really did any cropping of anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like this one is for sure standout. I was going to point out a couple others that I was maybe told you the toes ones, but like the this holding hands one I love. And then this toes one, and then these of the three of them, this one. Absolutely beautiful. And then I love that one too, of him jumping on the bed, and this one. But these tones need to be addressed in my view.
Does it just look like too orange?
The shadows are too warm. All
Okay.
the other shadows are much more blue.
Right.
These shadows are more yellow and red. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let me look and see.
Can I hop in at some point now that my fussy baby's gone? Sorry.
Talk to me.
Yeah, no, I know there was like downtime earlier and now it's 10 o'clock, but he was like angry. So I just need some clarity with the freebie because I know I want to tell them like what to wear, which is like colorful or like mix of patterns and stuff. I don't know how to tell them that. I don't know what to write. I'm just struggling, but
Okay, yeah. Always just frame it in a positive format. So like things like wearing bright colors and patterns might seem like it goes against the usual advice that you might get from a photographer, but wearing these colors, especially against the backdrop of Hawaii's amazing everything, is going to contribute to the feeling of the photo. Like give them a reason.
yeah.
And then you're also addressing like a hesitation, like they've probably heard you need to wear neutral colors, you need to wear XYZ, you don't wear bright colors, it's going to reflect on your skin, blah blah blah. Just tell them just tell them that in a positive light, and then you're the expert, and as long as you have images that support that, then that's really great. So do you feel like you have images to support, like images that show people wearing what you want people to wear?
Not enough to like release the full guide because they would mostly be retreat images, which like they don't
That's
need to
fine.
be like super like scream in your face bright colors. I don't want that. But like what the Adina family, or not the Adina was wearing, the Murray family, like that's what I want. Like a good solid mix. So
Yeah,
yeah, and then I do have like my project shoots lined up. We got plugged into a homeschool group in a church here, and so I
Yay.
just kind of recruited people.
Yay,
And
good for you.
they're so diverse. So, I've
Yay.
shot pretty much only white people to date, and so there's so many people here, and it's really gonna help vary that.
Yay.
So that's as long as I can like really have them wear what I want them to wear, then I think I'd be good to release it like into January. I know we want
Nice.
that freebie up ASAP, but I want it to, I
No,
don't know.
that's great.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I would explore maybe bringing like I had it was actually a nightgown, like a wrap nightgown thing that I brought to several shoots at one point where
Okay.
so you can bring that as sort of a last resort of like, okay, I just need some color and pattern, pop that on somebody
Okay.
and
Okay.
utilize that to make sure that
Yeah.
you have what you want.
Cool.
Awesome. Keep us updated, you guys. I'm really excited for you all. Okay, let me see if there were any questions. You guys were just chatting about exposing film and all that good stuff. Yay. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, I'm here for you, but when you're here for each other, it's just like so much richer, so much richer. So keep each other in your vibes and in your hearts and in the Facebook group and everything. Okay. Merry Christmas, you all. I'm so excited for you to do your projects and to see your well-rested selves in January. Big hugs.